In this video, I will show you how you can test and find new winning landing pages for your brand without even spending money on it. My name is William, and I've generated over 30 million in sales for 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands. And with that having said, let's get straight into the video. So what people used to do when they actually want to split test a new landing page or homepage versus product page and so on is having an ABO campaign, and then in that campaign you set up an ad set with your best ads or the ads that you want to use to test, and you have a duplicate of this, set up a minimum budget, force the equal amount of spend, and then after weeks or maybe months you could make a conclusion. Now this is very, very slow and cost intensive. Instead, let me show you the method that we've been using recently to test new landing pages without really spending money on it. So the way we do this is we run everything in one CBO campaign structure. If you're not familiar with it, I have videos on that, highly recommend checking it out. Check it out here, it should be shown on the screen and linked in the description. But basically the way we run everything, we have everything in a one CBO campaign, and what happens here is basically we have one winners ad set where we have all winning ads that are basically getting all the performance right now, and then new tests, we just launch them in new ad sets, and they basically have a split test of 3 different hooks or like 3 different headlines or whatever else you want to test there. And then basically what happens is Facebook automatically distributes budget to the test and more budget than to the winners ad set if it's a new winning ad, and if it's better than what you currently have in your account, or if it's like worth spending on it because it reduces customer acquisition cost and increases ROAS. And if this is not the case, it just keeps spending on the winning ad set, and you don't waste any budget basically on testing ads that won't be successful. Now what we do is take this principle and apply the exact same thing to landing pages. What you want to do is basically have a duplicate of this winners ad set where you have like all the winning ads running, and what you want to do is simply duplicate it and change the destination page from the current one for all ads to the new landing page that you want to test. Now what will happen is that if the new page that you are testing is actually better and converting better and getting you better ROAS, better customer acquisition cost, then Facebook will allocate most of the spend to this ad set where you actually tested the landing page. And if it allocates budget to it, well, then you have a successful landing page and you make money from it, and you get this feedback very, very quickly. But the good thing is, if it doesn't allocate any budget to it, then you don't spend thousands on testing a losing landing page, but you simply don't spend on it. So let me actually show you a concrete example we have done here. So here is the winners ad set, and here is a landing page test that we have run. Now you can see by now this landing page test is currently off. It spent around $2,000, and if we check the performance, it did it while having around the same ROAS as the other page that we are currently using. So basically it spent here because it wasn't really worse, but it also wasn't better, so this is why we turned it off. But we basically didn't lose any money on testing this because the main page that we are currently using and keep using converts just as well. And if you just look at the spend history over here, so in the first week we tested this, we actually got more spend towards the new test, and you can also see based on the performance, like overall it was doing somewhat better return than the other landing page that we are using. So we kept it running because it was kind of close, and in the next week the winners ad set already got much more spend, this landing page got less spend, and overall performance was somewhat better, but again it was way less scalable, as you can see. And then after a while we just turned it off because we saw, okay, actually like this winning ad set is doing better and is more scalable. And this is exactly how you can get feedback on this test, usually within 7 days, or if it's like a close race, like in this example, then maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But whenever you find an actual dominant landing page for the ads that you're currently running, you will see that it gets most of the spend and that it just outperforms the winners ad set. And this is when you want to start launching new tests with this new landing page if the angle aligns, rather than the old page that you're using. And the beauty of this is exactly what you can do with your homepage, with your collection pages, with your product pages, with new landing pages. You can basically split test everything with everything without spending thousands and thousands on it, and without spending months on it, and you will know where you want to lead your ad traffic to, and where it's most profitable and where it converts the best. Now, in case this is all confusing and you're wondering, okay, why do I know it just because Meta allocates spend on it? Well, basically Meta scans not just ad creatives, and this is, by the way, how it decides what to spend on in a CBO and what not, and as well as early engagement, but it also scans the backend because it wants users to have the best experience. And let's say if someone clicks on an ad and they get on a low quality page or like a scam website or whatever, Facebook would be regarded by the users as an unsafe platform. And this is why, of course, it checks actually landing pages, it checks the destination pages, it checks everything and makes sure that everything is proper business, that the advertisers are legal, and so on and so on. And it doesn't just do that for safety reasons, but also for performance reasons. Because Facebook wants you to make money so that you spend more, so that they make more money. And they've spent millions and millions on developing this algorithm that can basically predict the best possible performance and then spend on it accordingly. And when you're using this method, you're leveraging exactly that. Again, if this is confusing, check out this video again, as previously recommended, because there I explain the whole setup, the logic behind it, and how it works. And if you're doubtful, again, you can still launch everything in an ABO and split test, but this is the way how we do it recently, and I found this to be extremely fast, extremely cost efficient, and highly recommend testing it. If you're not currently running in a one CBO campaign structure, it's very simple. You can still just basically set up a CBO and then have there a duplicate of your winning ads, all in a winning ad set, and then launch new pages there. And based on where the spend goes, you can actually see what will be performing best for your brand. Now, if you want help with scaling on Meta or someone to delegate it to, this is exactly what I do for a handful of brands. We run Meta ads and make high performing creatives for them, and also help with the whole funnel and with the whole strategy. So if this is something you're interested in and you're running a 7 to 9 figure brand, click the first link in the description, schedule a call with me, and we can discuss how I can do that for you. Keep scaling. Bye.